Hello, good evening, and a very warm welcome to Rangers Radio. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Rangers Radio. Joining myself tonight, Southside, is AK and the royalty of Rangers Radio, the one and only legend, Bridgeman. How are you, gentlemen?
Evening, Southside. Evening, Bridgeman. Evening, the techie team, and everybody that's listening.
Bridge?
It's on mute.
Bridge on mute. He'll be here.
HR in the morning, Bridge. Press that mute.
He can come in a minute. How are you, AK?
Oh, brilliant. What a great start to the show.
No, I've got it now. Sorry, boys.
How are you, Bridge?
I'm magic, pal. And a big good evening to yourself and Alex. Looking forward to tonight. And, of course, the techie team in the background. And can I just say to all the Rangers fans that are listening in all over the world, evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
How are you, Bridge, then? How are you looking forward to tomorrow?
I am indeed, pal. I am. Well, with trepidation, I must say. At the moment, trepidation. Nerves will kick in and I'll start to say, no, we're going to beat them. We're going to murder them. And so on and so on. And it gets higher and higher, you know. We're more like them.
Nothing to fear, Bridgeman. The last time we played them in the Scottish Cup final, we won it. So, isn't that right, AK? So, no fear.
Aye, easy peasy. We only won 3-2 that day, but any victory will do. We got the battle fever on.
On your tail, boy.
Aye, well, we're going for a cup double. That's what we're going for, a cup double. Similar, I can remember back to when Big McLeish came in. He done a cup double. So that's what Clement's got in front of him tomorrow. You can get 2 trophies in the bag and the 2 cups.
That was a very exciting time, wasn't it, when Alex McLeish came in? You weren't expecting what happened. Some boys were expecting to do better later on, but it started really well for him. Absolutely brilliant. Great, very exciting time. Very exciting time.
There was no expectation really when Clement came in, when he came in to take over this squad. AK, as Bridge has alluded to, like Alex McLeish did. He's come in and he's had to just steady the ship as we thought he would do, as we've spoke about previously. Obviously, they got themselves into a position in the league, but when he came in, he managed to get the cup over the line for us in the League Cup. And now he's had time, and now he's got a chance to put the Scottish Cup in the trophy cabinet as well. So let's be honest, we were just looking for him to steady the ship, see what he thought of the players in the team, shut the gap down a bit. And then obviously you're hoping that you would maybe get to a cup final, but he's managed to do all that in the short spell of time.
Aye, well, when he came in, obviously we were in disarray, losing early game to Kilmarnock, losing to them, losing to Aberdeen. Things weren't looking good at all under Mr. Beale, but Clement came in with a fresh approach. And got a tune out of the players that we didn't think was possible, and all of a sudden we regrouped. We started a run of wins. We done well in Europe. Obviously winning the League Cup was a big thing because we hadn't won that for 2011. Any previous manager that had come in the current regime hadn't managed to do that, so that was a big feather in the cap for Clement right away. So optimistic, weren't we, for the rest of the season, but unfortunately for us, it's unravelled to where we wanted to be. Obviously, champions of Scotland didn't happen, but the players have got another big game here, another opportunity to put red, white and blue ribbons on the cup tomorrow. So let's go out there and do it, boys. Come on, Rangers.
Aye, well, that's it. It's just about getting the job done. That's what we're wanting to happen tomorrow. Listen, we're ravaged again. Absolutely ravaged with injuries. I don't know if it's been confirmed or no. I've heard it's supposed to be, but I'm not sure. But I don't know if you've heard, Bridgeman or AK, because I've been busy this week. Ridvan's supposed to going to be out tomorrow, and he's not going to be available. But I don't know if Rangers have actually confirmed that or not yet. And he's heard.
I haven't heard any confirmation. I just saw a wee snippet in the wee YouTube thing this morning that says that Ridvan could be out, but not 100%. Of course, manager will let us know when it's going to happen. So, but what can you say? You can't say too much.
Pretty similar to yourself, Bridgeman. I've only seen snippets in the media that it's Ridvan and Suter are meant to be major doubts. Hopefully no, but he's going to be hard pressed to kind of fill a team out there. Not just the starting 11, it's who's in the bench, because whoever's got to come in, are they going to last the entirety of the match as well and possibly extra time? It's another quandary for the manager they didn't need.
No, not at all, especially with the amount of the injuries that have just been coming up, piling up. But it'll be interesting because I think you'd have stab at a team during the week, Alex. It might be changed again the night before the Morris game. It's that bad. It was something I was wanting to touch on, actually. Bridge, I'll come to you first. I'll come to you first, Bridge. I don't know if you heard the manager's press conference yesterday. But when he asked him about who was available and that, he just sort of clammed up and says, I'll not really be discussing it. Usually, obviously, you don't want him to say too much. I would imagine he's maybe thinking along the lines, or is it a case you think he just doesn't have an idea at the moment? He just knows that there's a few still touch and go and he might have to take a gamble.
Well, can I just say, I was criticising him a wee bit for saying too much in the press conferences and giving them all the information they were asking. And I think that I was very proud of him on the way he said that, and quite a bit of tension in his voice when he said it. So I was delighted with that, and I thought, I was thinking, just keep saying all these things like that and all the way through this, because all they're trying to do, they're all Tims, and all they're trying to do is catch you.
What did you think, Alex? Think it was the right thing to do, but because he doesn't really know, or he just thought he'd keep it guarded this time?
Oh, well, listen, you go back to your Cassini days, didn't he? Where he names the team on the Friday night. I think we're playing Kilmarnock away for him, and everybody's, what are you doing? A Rangers manager doesn't conduct himself in that manner. But I think there's a bit of both. He's not going to give his lineup away because that would give his tactics information away. He doesn't want to give Rodgers any advantage that he can. I mean, he's not got a lot to select from anyway, but I think the medical team are actually influencing him a lot on his team selection, as well as looking guys in the eyes. Are you up for this? Can you get us over the line to win this trophy? There's got to be a lot of kind of honest appraisals for the players coming back for him. To put their horn up, and to go through the pain barrier. Some of them might just not have it in them to give him anything, and I fear that is the case. We're asking Ridvan. I hope that's not the case, because I'd love the wee man to start, because he has got the attributes that make us a better team, particularly on that left-hand side. But if he's not available, then is Balogun available? I don't know. Is Barisic available? And then you could be looking at, if he's not happy with the young guy, Fraser, you could be looking to put Sterling in at left back, and then that leaves us kind of a wee bit weak in the middle. So he's got a lot to work out.
But was there any fear about young Fraser being at left back? Well, he's stood in for the last 3 games, hasn't he? Or just about that.
He's been okay, but
yes. He's been all right, Bridge. He's looked pretty good going forward. He looks comfortable on the ball. He looks a wee bit composed. He's got energy, but it's a massive game to fling him into.
Sorry, I wasn't meaning he's going to be flung in, because he's had a couple of games.
But obviously if Ridvan's injured, and if he's got another plan for John Sterling, if he's got a plan to put him somewhere else, then it's only going to fall back to either the young boy or Borna.
Well,
because
of course, I don't know how Borna is mentally. As Borna finishes, he ripped it up and says, right, bye, I'll say cheerio now and I'm away. Or is he actually making himself available for the game and hoping he gets picked and plays well? That kind of thing? I really don't know. If he thinks that Borna's ready for the game and he's going to go out with a really good game behind him, then more power to him. Let Borna go in and do it. But if he's got any doubts about Borna at all, well, you've got to play the young lad, and that's all there is to it. I would hate to see the young Sterling getting pushed around, and you take him out of one side and put him in another, and all of a sudden, where he was playing, and he wasn't playing that bad, there's a big gap. That's what it feels like when you're watching the Rangers, and take some of the good players and the triers and the 100%ers, and there's huge gaps, you know. So, sorry.
On you go, bro. Sorry.
No, carry on. You're right.
Well, we're talking about left backs. Rangers have just confirmed they've signed Jefty on a 4-year contract, subject to a work permit. So, Brazilian left back is now signed on a 4-year contract, AK.
Fantastic. I'm partial to a Brazilian myself.
Yeah, that's shocking.
So that's the announcement from Rangers. That was the announcement there for Rangers Football Club that he signed in a 4-year deal, Bridgeman.
How can we say this? We had a discussion not that long ago about Rangers signing policy and the contracts that they're giving out. 4 years is a big contract, a big long contract, and a lot of the Rangers fans were worried, concerned, let's put it that way, that if it doesn't pan out for the boy, then Rangers are stuck with a 4-year, you know. And it might even be the case with some of the guys that we've got, and I'm hoping that that's not the case. But look, I wish the boy all the best, and obviously I wish Rangers all the best, and I hope he's a star, the boy, and well worth his 4-year contract. That's what I hope. But I just wondered, I know we spoke about it before, people didn't want to see Rangers giving 4-year contracts out because they could end up with a Golson on their hands the way things are with Golson, you know.
Well, listen, it's a two-way sort of thing, Bridge. I've not got an issue with giving him out a 4-year contract. The boy's 20. We gave Diamondi signed a 5-year contract, right? So if the young boy Jefty comes in next season, has 2 good seasons, then obviously then you can look to see whether you want to extend it. And if you're going to be thinking about giving him a year's extension at that point to cover yourself with a 3-year contract, should somebody come in, then you'll probably get decent money for him. It's when you probably let them run to their 3rd year and they're not prepared to sign. That's what we've happened to a few times before with us. But he's a young boy, he's 20 years of age. I'd like to think that whether it be the 2nd year or the 3rd year, we could ask him if he's done well enough and he's playing, depending on Ridvan, if 2 of them are in the team. You don't know if Ridvan will stay or we'll get a bid for him. But either or, when he's at Rangers, I believe that if we can get 2 good seasons out of him, then we ask him to extend, find out what he wants. If he doesn't want to extend AK, then maybe that's the time you should look to cash in.
I'd agree with that. Speak some sense there, Southside. I think it's made to do with the age of the boy that's coming in. If he's 27, 28 and you're giving him a 4-year deal, then it's kind of serious question marks again there, Bridge. For me, we've done that with Dexter's and the new, we've done it with Connor Golson and Tavernier, and that this is where we've gave ourselves our own problems. The only doubts that I've got about it is he's Brazilian, obviously, come the origin, the country that he's coming from. He's played his football there in Cyprus. Scotland's a lot different climate for the 2 countries. Is he going to be the typical South American that'll play well in the summer months and disappear in the winter months? Because if that's the case, then that's where it could become a dodgy signing, so to speak, you know.
Yeah, it's a really good point. That it's the unknown for the fans anyway. It's in the unknown. I know that I sort of saw a couple of these snippets on the forums saying that guys have looked at what Hefty or something like that, and he's shall we say the stats he's getting out are quite good, but better than some of our guys. So it sounds as if he's going to be a plus for the team. I don't know what his height and so on and so forth is. I'm hoping he's a 6 footer or something, 6 feet plus, because I don't like wee fellas who are weak. You know what I mean? I want the big, strong people are able to, shall we say, challenge in the Scottish game and challenge well. And that's what you're looking for from me anyway. So if the boy can do that and play a bit of football as well, I like to see the guys, the stylish guys coming out and playing, particularly left side of our team. I like our left side to be good, in my opinion. You get a lot far more on the other side, the right side, than you will on the left.
Well, we've signed them. We've obviously scouted them. They're probably happy with him. And it's just down to the boy. He is young. I mean, it's like one of the boys coming out of the academy, AK. I mean, he's 20. And he's going to come in, and you'd imagine he'll be fighting at the start. Should Ridvan still be here, he'll be fighting Ridvan for the left back position going forward. I put it out to the listeners that's out there on YouTube, Facebook, and that, and whatever whoever's listening. If you want to put your comments in and let us know if you're happy with the signing, would you like a Scottish left back boy or maybe a British type player more than Brazilian or South American? But we'll find out as the time goes on, AK. But listen, he's joined now, he's signed, so hopefully it's somebody to look forward to, a new addition next season.
Aye, he's our player now. He's our player, so whether we like him or whether we don't is immaterial. The manager and the director of football have made the decision. They feel he's a future in the left back role there. So aye, if he's a success for us, then that's great for the team and the manager. Puts a wee bit of doubts over the Ridvan's future ways, but as you said, if he doesn't feel there's a future here for him, and we can get good money and utilise that money to strengthen other areas of the team, then that should be good going forward as well. So welcome to the club, young man.
Aye, listen, your team's always going to be made up. I mean, the last time, Bridge, when we won the Scottish Cup, the last time we played them in 2002, we had about 7 or 8 foreigners in our team that day,
Yeah.
So it's always a thing. It's always something that we've done. We've brought in foreign players. Some have worked better than others, but it's just something we've done. And like I said, in that team that day, I think there was probably 8. I think if you count Stefan Kloss, I think it's close to 8 players. Mo Ross that played that day, and Barry Ferguson. They were the only 2. Neil McCann, 3 Scottish players that actually played that day in that team. The rest were all foreigners, AK.
Aye, well, that was the 2002 team you're talking about under the Advocat era. So aye, we had an influx of foreigners, as you said. Obviously, different manager, different ideas. But aye, all the guys that played that particular day got the club and got what winning for the club was all about. The way Big Amo celebrated at the end of the match, and Lovenkrands obviously being the kind of main man there. De Boer came in with his bit of class, and obviously Canadian. I with some crackers playing for the club back then. So if they get anywhere near that sort of level, then aye, brilliant. To say welcome to the club, young man, and hope you have a very successful Rangers career.
Here.
Aye. So, like I say, we've always shouted and bawled about we want a lot more sort of Scottish players or Rangers-minded players and all that. But like I said, that season, Bridge, when we won 3-2 the Lovenkrands final, like I said, there was only 3 Scottish players on the park, and that was Maurice Ross, Barry Ferguson and Neil McCann. Mind you, I wouldn't mind doing 2 to 3 of them now, to be honest.
Oh, aye, with big shoulders that could carry us a bit, you know. That was a fabulous game. What a great result for Rangers. And I think that I think you're right. Even their side, I don't think they had any Scottish people in their team, did they?
In that game,
aye.
Don't
Not that it matters. I'm quite happy. We don't say too much about them anyway, but it's at that time the league and the better teams in the league were utilising whatever they could in the foreign markets and bringing them in. And Rangers did a fine job on that. And that game was brilliant. That turned out to be fantastic for us. And of course, Lovenkrands final, as we call it, that header at the end was just out of this world, wasn't it? Just out of this world, I'll tell you. I never stopped running. Running on that one. Jeez, it was brilliant.
Oh, with a winger who could cross the ball. That was the thing. You put it into a good space. You know, Neil McCann was a good football player. He was intelligent. He was certainly, he could deliver a good cross into the box, and he could also score goals. He contributed, but no, that day, that's that, and it was like I said, there was 3. If you go back even again to the 1999 Scottish Cup final, when we beat them 1-0, when Rod Wallace scored, because they've been the last 2 Scottish Cup finals that we've played them in. We only had 3 Scottish players in the team that day as well, Bridgeman.
Yeah, I think I'm saying around about those times, there was a huge influx of foreign players into the Scottish League. Whatever we called it at that time, whether it was the Scottish Premier League or the Division
Scottish
1,
Premier League. Scottish Premier League.
Yeah, so I think that it was not unusual for a lot of foreign players to be in. And by the way, they enhanced their game, particularly for Rangers. They enhanced the Scottish game as far as I'm concerned. And we had some runs, great collection of trophies for a few years. We had a largely foreign team. I think rather foreign players. So I'm quite happy, and I hope we still, from now on, I hope they take in whatever's available in the European area and get them looked at. That's what I want them to do, because there are good players over there. There's no doubt about that. Good players over in the European area, and we should try our best to get them, entice them in, and see how we play with them. And I'm sure we could do the same thing again, because I miss those days of us being in the top. You know, it's been a while.
I was just looking through. I'd seen that. I had a wee look at that 99 team for the Scottish players, AK. And Colin Henry played in that game with Big Amo at the back. Sergio Perini in the 99 game played right back, and Tony Vidmar was playing left back. The three in the midfield was Giovanni, George Alberts, and Derek McInnes. And up front was Rod Wallace, Gabby Amato, and Neil McCann. So the 3 Scottish players was just Henry, McInnes, and McCann. But the funny thing is, we played a 4-3-3, right? And in the 2002 Cup final, we played a 4-3-3. And even when Gerrard was here, we played mostly 4-3-3. And that's how we normally beat them. We matched up and we played the 4-3-3. And maybe anything to be took out of that.
So what you're saying is, if Mr. Clement is listening to Rangers Radio tonight, please play a 4-3-3.
4-3-3's
all the way, mate, as far as I'm concerned.
He might be mentally impressed with your stuff you've come up with, but I don't know whether he pay that much attention to it, because 4-3-3. Well, you're right. We have been a 4-3-3 type team for a long time, and I've been trying to change it and go the other way. I want a 3-5-2, particularly Ibrox. We shouldn't be playing 4 people at the back at Ibrox, because you take advantage and put the big long balls in. So, as far as I'm concerned, that's what we should be doing. 3-5-2, go for it. But yeah, I agree with what you're saying. It's we were really good in those days, really good. Tough team too. Tough team. They took no prisoners.
I know. but that's the way Gerrard done it that way as well. He played the 4-3-3 AK, and it seemed to work at the time he was here, you know. Went close to 2 seasons undefeated, 7-8 games or something against them, where they couldn't beat us, but he matched up the 4-3-3.
Aye.
And I think when he played the 4-3-3, the way he had the system, when the team all moved across together, the midfield all moved across, you know, they worked in unison, whether they all went right, all went left, but he had it set with the way he set out the team, with Kamara and Davis and Jack, that it worked. But in your man for man, you know, and you've got to take the responsibility on.
Aye, we had a structure, we had a formation, you're right. We were well drilled, we were well disciplined in what we were doing, and everybody knew their roles. And the key though is we could put 11 players on the park most weeks that Gerrard could trust, you know, and we had a reasonable bench where we could come on, like say bring on Defoe or bring on Itten, or that as well. But no, Gerrard's record against him is the best record any recent manager. I think he had 13 games against him, 8 victories, 2 draws and only 3 defeats. He's the only manager to inflict a defeat while Brendan Rodgers was the manager of Celtic as well. So that's what's in front of you, Mr. Clement. Please put another loss on his record tomorrow.
Well,
that's when Brendan Rodgers ran away to Leicester, wasn't it?
Aye. It's I think it's all right. Be used to people. I think we should get the phone lines open now.
Yeah, go for it, bud.
It's the night before we play them in a cup final, so hopefully we'll get a few callers on the night. So let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Just got a text in there for somebody saying only if Yefty could play the Mora because Borner's giving me the fear.
I dare say you're going to get a lot of that.
Listen, the way he's got...
David Robertson. I wouldn't mind David Robertson straight him off tomorrow as well.
Aye, I know. You could take a packet of a few.
Couldn't he? It was a fiddle last time I saw him.
Aye, maybe Faffer Newman's up tomorrow coming up for the game. Maybe ask him if he wants a pair of boots. He could probably still do a job and all. But no, listen, it was interesting. Just when we're just talking there about 4-3-3, and I don't think it's something that we'll see tomorrow, to be honest. But I just think it's that's the way you match up against them, you know. But we'll see what happens tomorrow. I think I heard the manager talking about if you heard the journalist asking him, he's talking about the support and that, and he said the majority of the support would probably be happy if Lundstram wasn't on the park tomorrow. And he sort of gave him one of these stares. I was watching him, but he was asking him the question, and it was more of, well, the support will never pick my team, and neither we should, to be perfectly honest, right? You should never pick your manager's team. But he also stated that you don't know him, you don't see him in a building, which we don't. You don't work with him every day, and that. So, and I think he's more or less saying he trusts him. So, do you think his judgment, trust in John Lundstram, is validated when he comes out and says that to the support when we've watched John Lundstram over the 3 years that he's been here? Well,
personally, you know, I'm a big supporter of Lundstram, but there's a final straw.
You were.
Well, I was, aye. But
you badgered me, didn't you? Tell the listeners, you badgered me and said what? Lundstram should what?
Yes.
Tell the listeners.
Yeah. Hey, hands up. I would have gave him a new contract then, but I didn't. But I also said I didn't know his demands and what he was looking for, because he was playing really well at the team at the time, and obviously, come on, he played him virtually every game. But what he done at Celtic Park there a couple of weeks ago, that was the kind of last straw moment for me. But having said that, how many times did Morelos let us down over the years? And how many final straws moments did you give Morelos? He'll never wear another jersey for us again, and then the manager would stick by him. And we've got not really get any choice. We can have all our own opinions whether we trust the guys or no. But at the end of the day, it's Clement's decision to make. Whether it's the right decision, whether it's the wrong decision, I'll only prove with the result. If Lundstram plays and we win the cup, then he's validated. If he plays and we lose the cup, then that's mere question marks that the Bears will give the manager. So it's a big call for him to make. But it also comes down to Clement. Does he trust Raskin to come in there and do a better job than what Lundstram was doing? Diamande as well. You've got Dowell there that's come in and out of team. Cantwell's come in and out of team. Lawrence has come in and out of team. I mean, what players does he actually trust? Does he trust any of them? And that's a big part of the problem and the quandary that the manager has as well for selecting his team.
Bridge, what did you think his comments? Obviously, the manager's ever going to take the... But then, listen, the majority of the consensus for the majority of the support out there, me, you, AK and everybody else, most of these would probably say that John Lundstram probably shouldn't start tomorrow.
Well, shall we say, I said this earlier on, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it's certainly against them, but it was a shocking attempt to tackle the boy. He was probably half a yard slow in his tackle, but he knew what he was doing, and it was wrong. He deserved to get sent off, and his own goal was a disaster, complete disaster. So to me, that just emptied him. As far as I'm concerned, that was him empty, and I didn't ever want to see him in a Rangers shirt again. And can I say to you, that was then, and I can say to you right now, I don't want to see John Lundstram playing for Rangers ever again. But I'm not stupid, or daft, but I'm not stupid. I want the manager to get what the manager needs. And if he thinks he needs John Lundstram to play, and John Lundstram feels as if he can play, and he's happy enough, and he's no downhearted or down in the mouth or whatever, and he's no injured, then let him play. And we have to support him. It's a really tough game for us, and there's a Scottish Cup at that. So there's guys there who maybe they haven't played properly or did this or did that, and we've called them all the names, and we don't want them. Well, maybe we have to bite our tongue a wee bit and let the manager pick who he wants to pick. Let's go on there.
But I've said Alfie was temperamental and Lundstram was just lazy at times, AK.
Aye. Well, there was a petulance bit with Morelos, didn't he? He kind of played up to the crowd a wee bit. He thinks throwing himself into tackles and being a bit physical and aggressive with players is going to entice him to arrange a support. But when he's picking up stupid yellow cards or stupid red cards, then I'm sorry, you've just knackered yourself there. And I think that's where the Rangers support is coming for the one. Getting that red card just before half time, pal, that's inexcusable. That's just stupidity in Lundstram's part. And I'm used to, guys. I wouldn't want to see him play tomorrow, to be honest with you.
I think it's what he brings. I seen something where when Gerrard's last game, before he was leaving against him, Lundstram was on the bench and he came on for Stephen Davis when Hollander scored at Ibrox. And then obviously when Stephen left, he became a mainstay under 3 different managers. He's got a first team spot and his record's 2-22. He's no good in tight situations. He's no good under pressure. He's just slow. And I just think, why would you want to stick him into the midfield again? You'd as well get in there with somebody that, even if they were short of fitness, would you play Ryan Jack's no kicked a ball, right? He's no kicked a ball long enough. Raskin hadn't kicked a ball long enough, so you'd have thought Raskin would have been in. But see, to be honest, if you were going up to Hampden tomorrow and he was playing a 3 and Ryan Jack was in there, would it surprise you? Would you be happier that he was in there, or would you think, what you doing, come on, you should have somebody else in there? Would it surprise you about AK?
Ryan Jack, it would surprise me because he's not played for March. and he's another guy that's leaving at the end of the year. See, when you look at the guys that's the contracts running out, your Barisic, your Lundstram, your Roof, McLaughlin, Ryan Jack, Balogun. See, if we've got the guys in our team tomorrow, that gives me the fear again. Because they're going through the motions, most of them. Aye, they'll be badge kissers, and aye, they'll clench their fist and get to the crowd and what have you. But are they really? Are they going through the motions, or are they leaving everything out there on the park? That's my theory playing all of these guys. But he might have no option but to play them, and it just comes down to the lack of strength and depth in the squad for me, and the amount of injuries that we've got is obscene.
Aye, Bridgeman, what do you think yourself? I know he's leaving. I don't think he's got a chance, but I'm just putting it out there. See, at the end of the day, it's a one-off game. He said he's prepared to take chances. He needs to get players on the park. I don't think he will. I think he might make the bench, to be honest. Ryan Jack. Do you think he'll make the bench? Do you think you'll put him on the bench?
If he's fit, if he thinks he's fit, and he is fit, and he's been with Scotland there, didn't he? And he took part in whatever wee bit training they were doing. So that's been a wee bit stuff into his... And he's took part in a bounce game against Queen's Park or something like that, you know. So he's taking part in a game, and he's been away training with Scotland and doing whatever training that they've been going on for him up in Hockenhowie. So I can imagine that the manager must be thinking, just like you've been saying, and the two of you have said it, what are we going to do? It's the last game of the season for a number of players on our team that may, in fact, the manager could actually put them in and play them. Kamar Roof, Ryan Jack, and Lundstram. They could actually play those three because they're experienced. They've got good experience against them. I'm not saying that they were really good against them or anything, but they've got experience against them, so they know what they're up against. If you got a show out of Lundstram, then you'd be singing his praises, and that's for sure. And the same with Kamar Roof. But that we have to have somebody, we can't put somebody up front like Kamar Roof and just leave him. He doesn't do the same things as other centre forwards do. He ends up getting fed up and come back into the midfield and screwing some things up. But no, I feel I don't know what the manager's going to do. I have to be perfectly honest with you, and I wish him all the best in the team that he picks, and I'll support them anyway, no matter what. But seriously, it's a really tough task for him. And there's no any more. As I say, Kamar Roof, you've got Ryan Jack available, and you've got Lundstram available. Who else have we got in that kind of position that are leaving at the end of the season?
Borna,
well, we spoke about him a wee bit. It wouldn't surprise me if
Balogun.
Well, I don't know what Balogun's is. Is he not injured?
He's been injured, Bridge, but I think he'll make it. I think he'll play him. I think he'll probably play through the pain bar. I think he'd a back injury or something. Yeah. But I'd like to hope that he can take the field and start the game.
And of course, you've got the boy Ben Davies. I don't think he's injured per se. So I think you've got two centre backs there. And if Barisic is going to play, Barisic will play. If the manager puts him in, just get one game out of them. Get one game out of them. They're leaving, so let them go. If that's the way the manager feels, of course. I know that a big ton of Rangers fans, like myself, wish if we only had better players at the moment available to us. Then you wouldn't play Borna Barisic, and you wouldn't play Lundstram, you wouldn't play Roof. But chances are you might have to. But they are experienced players, and I do think they're due giving Rangers something. So whether in fact he does it that way, I don't know. Very difficult, isn't it? Because I'm sure there's other players there in the youth setup that could match what their shall we say, their give this season has been. Because some of them haven't played that much, particularly Roof. He hasn't played very much at all. But an opportunity tomorrow if the manager wants him, let him get there and do it.
I don't know if Kemar Roof will make the squad tomorrow, Alex. He might, because he's a striker, and obviously we've only got Dessers, but it'll depend I think, will he start with Silva? Will he play Silva on the left? And if Sima, I'd like to think he's going to take the field at some point or start. So, would your thinking be there, Alex? Would you try and put the two of them in the team and take, which means you'd have to take McCausland out on to play Sima on the right if you were playing Silva, or you play Sima on the left, you keep McCausland in the team, and that's why you go with Dessers up front?
Aye, my brain's beginning to fry already thinking about all this. I can only wonder what my want's like. Personally, I would like to start Sima and McCausland and Cantwell to support Dessers up top, because the performance at Tynecastle there, I thought McCausland was arguably our best player. Cantwell had arguably one of his best games for us, and Big Sima just brings something different to the table where he can get it. He would be up against Greg Taylor, Anthony Johnson, wouldn't he? Alistair Johnson on the right. So he could give him problems. But they'll also need to be doing a bit of tracking back to support their fullbacks, the left back in behind, and obviously Tavernier. I would imagine he'll be starting right back again. So everybody's got to do their job for the team, but also be aware of their position, who's in trouble, and if there's anybody spare, picking up a man or picking up space or that, just make sure we're not getting outnumbered. The way we've been doing in the midfield. I mean, you could go a five across the midfield as well and just totally flood it, because that's where the game has really been won in recent matches for me, and that's where we've came unstuck, because we've gave them far too much room to play and time to play and dictate the pace of the game and pick off their passes. We're not getting in their faces. We should be snapped at their heels and just, it's a one-half game. Just go out there and leave everything on the park, and hopefully we come away with the victory.
See, to be honest, Alex, the problem, Bridge, man, the problem has been, like, we've started slowly, we've started bad in games, and that's what's cost us. We've had to go a goal behind once, or even two goals behind at times before we're getting a reaction at the team. Up there twice. We've been down to 10 men, and at Ibrox we didn't start in the first half, and that was probably about the one time where I thought we could have had a bit of a doing up to half time. To be honest, if it wasn't for Jack Butland, it could have been 4, maybe even going on 5, but we rectified it in the second half. But we can't afford to keep doing this. We've got to start in the front foot. We've got to put a goal in first, or even 2, and see how they react to it, because we have got a team that can do it, but they're not reacting at the start of a game. We're waiting, sitting in, and then waiting to see what's happening. It's not good enough.
Yeah, it's there's it's like a nightmare. No sweet dream involved here. It's like a nightmare, and you're trying to figure out just what can we do, and the only person that knows what we can do is the manager. And the manager, what we would like to do is, can we help you? Can we make you change your mind, and so on and so forth? Then probably not. So he's going to pick whatever he picks up. But there are, and that's why I was asking you about others that they're not played, haven't played, have been injured, and they're all quite a lot available there now. If he wants to do what he wants to do, then he does it. It just does your head in. The whole thing. You're sitting here, and I bet you there's hundreds of people outside listening in here saying the same things as us. It's a nightmare. It is a nightmare. So for me, all I'm going to say is, Mr. Manager, Mr. Clement, do your stuff and get them to do their stuff, and you will be a hero. You can pull it off tomorrow. You will be a hero. So let's be a hero. Let's just do it. Come on, get into them. Come on, Rangers.
And the thing about it is, they're easily got it. We just have to. We've seen it. I mean, we've had chances against them already Silva had a chance up there. And McCausland, Dessers had chances running through. So that they'll give up chances. They're no... the only thing that keeps them going that's hurting us now is we give them a bit of space down the wings, and their midfield are getting space to roam about when we're not tracking it. But I still think it's down to their system with a 4-2-3-1. And I know they play a sort of similar system with a 4-2-3-1, but they play through the lines. And we've been guilty, AK, of the players that we've had on the park. I know tracking runners, and I'll use Lundstram as an example because he didn't track a runner for the last goal when O'Reilly scored it up there. So it's just basic. Follow your man, track your man. It's not like they're creating. It's not like they're battering us for all game and they're sticking goals by us. We've basically just shut off at times and just gave them that space. So the more it has to be shut down at all times.
Aye, you're right, pal, and there has been instances in recent matches as well where, as you say, we fell asleep at a free kick or a corner kick or even a throw in or that, no tracking runners, not been aware of people running about us. Under Gerrard, as you said, that the 4-3-3 system that we played, Kent, Sakala, Morelos, whoever our attackers were good at dropping deep into the midfield because they knew that the engine room in there sometimes needed help in there to win the ball back, and the ball retention and that was excellent. But they guys worked their socks off. Maybe the running stats of the forward guys isn't as good as what they should be. Cantwell's no tracking back, or Silva's no tracking back, or you know what I'm saying. But going back to what your initial point with Bridgman is first goal, Southside. Celtic have scored the first goal in 12 out of the last 15 games against us, and they've won 13 out of the 15. I mentioned in the last show, only 5 times in the last 103 Old Firm games is the team who conceded first went on to win the match. So that first goal is vital, and hopefully it's somebody in blue that scores a goal.
Well, talking about somebody that can score a goal, I suppose if you're looking at who that could be, I suppose you've got to always go your striker first, Bridgman. That's the guy you normally turn your attention to, CD9. He gets himself into enough chances, he gets himself into enough positions to get chances to score. I've just got a feeling tomorrow that he will get chances, and I think this time he will take 1 or 2 of them. I really believe that. I think if he gets the chances, because listen, he ran through up there and didn't even get a shot off, and he's missed a couple, but I just think tomorrow he's got to show up in the big game. It's a big game, and it's down to him to make sure that he's putting the ball in the back of the net, giving the chances. AK?
One minute. Aye, CD9. Aye, well, this is his opportunity. There was an interview, I think BBC done with him, Tom English, and he felt a wee bit kind of victimised a wee bit, that he felt anything that was going wrong in the club, fingers were getting pointed at him. Aye, in a sense, aye. We're a hard crowd. We're a hard crowd. We've got high standards, and we see these standards slipping. But see, to be fair to Dessers, he has missed a lot of chances. He's scored probably half the goals of what he should have scored. But see, to be honest, he's the only striker that's been available for us the entirety of the season. You know, so it's Danilo, bad injuries, 2 bad injuries. Roof's unreliable. After that, Silva got brought in there, didn't really contribute to goals. Sima did, and to be fair, but obviously then we miss him for a couple of months through injury. But Dessers has been really leading that line up front for the entirety of the season. We just hope he can produce a bit of magic tomorrow to score the goals to win us a cup. I hope he does. I really do.
Well, yeah, 100% agree with that, Southside and Alex. Dessers has been a very, very unlucky player. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. Personally, I don't think he's quite 100% match fit. He's not got that feeling you get when you're playing football and the ball comes to you. You can say, I'm going to pull this down and do this and do that. I think when he tries to pull the ball down, it doesn't hit him right. It's that kind of stuff I'm talking about. He's no the sort of eyeball coordination isn't 100% right, and that's got to be done. You've got to get that done for pre-season and so on and so forth. That's when it all happens for you. So hopefully it goes out tomorrow, and if he plays, and I'm sure he will, then give us a goal. Just get the ball in the net and do it early, and you'll see what happens. You'll have a different Celtic team up against you for sure.
I think myself, if you take away that he misses chances, right? If you just take that away for it, I think he's since he's come in, AK, I think he's actually got the mentality that he can handle playing for the club. I think he's settled in. Aye, he misses chances. He's not looked great. Sometimes he looks clumsy in games. Other times his touch is good and he's scoring a couple of goals. He goes on a wee run. But I think he's got the mentality to play at the club. I think he can handle the atmosphere at Ibrox and stuff. You know what I'm talking about? That side there. Sometimes players come in and they freeze. He's always involved in the game at all times. He never goes hiding. He might just not score every time, but he never goes hiding at any time. I think he's got the mentality to play for the club.
Aye. Well, I can see where you're coming from. No comparing him to Super Ali, but McCoy said that steel of determination. He was single-minded. You say going back to the Dundee game, he had a horror game, and they were singing for the stands, Ali, get to. But Ali had the character, the determination, to carry that mantle, the number 9, the Rangers number 9 had. So I can see where you're coming for that aspect, but we would just love for him not to think about stuff and just do it naturally. Sometimes he overthinks when he's got time and space to, the classic examples I'm running through at Celtic Park, as I said a few shows ago, is that the cloud that's hung over him, because we don't forget easily, particularly in the big games. If you miss the big moments, how many years did it fall with Alfie before he finally broke his duck? Dessers, to be fair to him, he's broke his duck this season. So kudos to the guy for doing that. But he could have had 2 or 3 out of the games we played him already. And that's where the frustration comes out in the part of the support.
Aye, I'm certainly not comparing them to any goal scoring thingies and that. Hold on, I think we're being joined by Johanna, I think it is.
Hello, Southside.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? How's everybody?
I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
I'm just gonna say I'm just calling just to say hello from the Bristol bar.
Oh, you're in the Bristol, are you?
Yes.
Good. Enjoying it, having a wee pre-swally before the game tomorrow, I take it?
Yep. Just having a Coca-Cola though, nothing fancy.
I'll put you on to your Coca-Cola expert, AK.
Aye, good evening, Joanna. Aye. I hope there's no
AK.
alcohol. Yeah. How you doing, hen? You alright?
Yeah, well, not very happy with the result from the League Cup, but yeah, I suppose that tomorrow, hopefully, is a good result. It's everybody
Joanna,
positive about it.
Are we going to win tomorrow, Joanna?
You think?
Are we going to win tomorrow? What do you think?
Yes. I've been asking, and everybody seems to be happy and really up for it. So hopefully,
that's the alcohol.
We'll make it happen.
That's the alcohol. Come on, the Rangers.
Anyway, I'm looking forward to see Southside Super 6 tonight and see what he has to say.
But see what I've got to say. We're going to win tomorrow, Joanna. There you go. That's what I've got to say.
Right. Okay. Good. What's
Not
the
a problem.
score then?
2-0.
2-0. Nice. Okay. Well, that's me then.
Are you happy?
Yes. I'll be more happy when I see it though, but yeah.
Well, you'll see it tomorrow after 3 o'clock. By 10 to 5, we'll have that cup in their hands. Don't worry about it.
Let's look forward for that then. Anyway, I'm gonna go. Big hello and a big hug for Fox and Oxyere. I don't know where he is. I haven't heard him for a few days. So wherever he is, hello to Oxyere and Bridge.
Bridge is on the night.
Yeah, I know that. Okay, bye.
Bye, right, bye. Obviously, the alcohol's kicking in the Bristol Barra.
That was the thought of Bridge man coming in there, right? I'm away.
Aye, well, I'm sure Joanne will be watching the game.
Shocking.
I'm more worried about she's concerned about where Oxyere is.
But no, looking forward to it. Let's say tomorrow. It's a cup final, and listen, anybody can win a cup, right? We've seen it. We know any teams can go out and win a cup. It's a one-half game, and listen, we've just got to go out and pick the team out that he's going to have available, Bridgeman, and we'll just hope that they'll go out and do their best. I'll probably talk just after the tune slightly about certain positions and how it might affect the team, but at the end of the day, the team that starts isn't going to be the team that finishes the game, Bridgeman.
Well, I would imagine not, yeah. Right. But of course, if we're looking for if we're looking to be able to score very quickly, settle ourselves down in the game and so on and so forth, then maybe the starting side maybe want to be a lot stronger than the team he's going to finish with, if you follow what I mean. Better players, if they're strong enough, just get them on for the first half and then take them off again. The injury boys, but fears about them. But look, we just need to start well. That's what we need to do. If we don't start well and they start well, we could be in a lot of trouble and it's going to be a long game.
Aye, well, it's like anything else, isn't it? He preaches it every single week, AK. We've heard him say it. He wants the players to have a fast start. He wants them to get on the ball, wants us to dominate the game. And then you sit there when you get to the game at Ibrox, and if it doesn't happen, the one thing that does annoy me a wee bit, see, when it doesn't happen, AK, it doesn't seem as if he starts to shout and ball too much. I haven't noticed him. And where I sit, I can clearly see him when he's standing out at the pitch. Have you noticed that at all? Or even Bridgeman, when I'll come at you after AK Bridge, have you ever noticed him really having a go at the team on the park at the time when he sees it not happening?
Yeah, he looks like an angry man at times. I don't know if he's actually saying angry words, but his facial expression to me look quite angry. And if he's got an angry face to the side looking at you, but I don't know how you're going to say it at half time, it's really difficult. But yeah, I've seen him doing that, and if a double fisting and get in there, that kind of thing. I love that. I like that.
You noticed it, AK?
Aye, he's certainly become a more noticeable, more animated on the touchline than he was. His first few weeks in charge of the team when we were on a good winning run. I think he's become a wee bit frustrated in the sideline about how he's the lack of endeavour, the lack of just organisation tactically. It didn't. A lot of the performances haven't looked right. But he certainly still celebrates a goal. He'll punch it in when we score, and shows that side of him. But I think there is a frustration on the sideline coming from him, and whether that gets onto the park, I'm not too sure about. But that's up to your Tavernier and your the so-called leaders in the team to get that message onto the park. I mean, the game management for their side hasn't been as good as what it should be as well. They should recognise when if one of their partners are in trouble a wee bit and they're getting singled out, and the troops should be rallying round them, and that's where the personal will to win and everything comes from wearing our jersey. You've got to recognise that and deal with it at the time.
Aye, I know, mate. Well, if you two guys would like to put yourselves on mute, we're going to have a tune.
Just what the Rangers really mean to me. These last few years I've been afraid that we might drift away. So I've been telling old stories and singing songs, made me think about where we come from. That's the reason why I feel so very proud today. Let me tell you that I love you, and I think about you all the time. Irish Stadium calls me, and now I'm coming home. To think of life without the Rangers, you know that it would make me warm and sad. Glasgow Rangers is everything I've ever had. We won 9 in a row, and I'm still dreaming of Brian Laudrup and Trevor Stephen. Marvin Andrews said, keep believing. Davy Cooper on the wing. We remember Gaza with great affection. The day the helicopter changed direction. Jimmy Baxter, he was pure perfection. Super Ali scores again. Well, let me tell you that I love you, and I think about you all the time. Ibrox Stadium's calls me, and now I'm coming home. To think of life without the Rangers, you know that it would make me more than sad. Glasgow Rangers is everything I've ever had. To think of life without the Rangers, you know that it would make me more sad. Glasgow Rangers is everything I've ever had.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Aye, AK, a wee tune. Do you like that one? The UB have took it up and been belting it out. We're belting it out at Tynecastle and that. Seems to be taking off a wee bit.
It's fantastic, mate. A touch of class. Really nice words. Really nice tune, yeah.
Yeah, I think we've been joined by, who is it? Is it Jock?
Blue Star.
Blue Star, is it? Blue Star?
Some difference here between Jobs and Blue Star Southside.
Oh, well, he's coming in soon. He's coming in next, probably.
I think you've been one too many, same as Joanna.
What, because I said CD9's got the mentality to play for Rangers?
Oh, don't go there. Right, guys.
Right, on
by my reckoning, he'll have 4 definite starters, right? You've got Butland, Tav, Lundstram, 5 if you count CD9 and Silva. They 5 we know are fit, right? Out with that, none the rest of them are anywhere near 100% fit. See, for one, she mentioned it there earlier when you says, believe it or not, even when we've been, and let's be truthful, there's been plenty of times against them recently when we, in my opinion, we've been garbage. I will say it. We've been crap. His system doesn't help. The 2 in midfield is just a load of nonsense to me. It's never worked because we've never had 2 fit wingers. We've never had an outside right since he came into the club. Not just him. The last 5 managers, we've not had one since Candace. So I want to see is, for once, see, and you got that right earlier on when you says, see, any time we've actually managed to get up at their defence, even with a rubbishy side, and I'm saying it because we are rubbish, we've caused them bother. We've just not put the ball in the net. Now, here's the thing. See any players that he starts with tomorrow, he obviously has enough confidence in them to do their jobs. I want to see us going out, at least with 3 in midfield, if no more, but having a go at them. Going at them, put them in the back foot. None of us stunning after them and giving them all the possession. We hurt them. AK got it right. The last flipping 90-odd times the team that scored first, they won the game. Put them under pressure right away. Then they'll panic. We need to get at them. None of this stunning off. Get out there and get tore right into them. What have we got to fear? They're not a great side. Far from it.
Correct, mate.
We're giving them far too much respect.
Correct. It's probably because we've not shown up in any of the games, although they've been close, Blue Star. And I'll come to AK, right? You can answer what you were saying there as well, and then Bridgeman. I agree with you. We've stood after them. We've showed them too much respect. I think the system doesn't help. I think when we played Lawrence, we can't go and press, because if he goes and presses and they work it out, they've got a spare man in the middle of the park, right? You'll know that, and you've seen it yourself, Blue Star. So my reckoning is you go 4-3-3, and people will be screaming, well, if you've got Diamande and Raskin or Lundstram and you're playing Cantwell, well, he's meant to drop in to make you 3, because they play the same sort of 3. The one goes further than the other one. The other 2 sit round about the middle of the park. You know, it's the same sort of 3. It's 3-on-3, but for some reason,
it's not really Southside.
Aye, because
basically
the way they move about,
they're actually running at you with 3 to 5, 6 players. We don't play that way. If we're sitting with 2, or even you're counting Cantwell, who sits in front to try and push forward, you're really playing with 2 in the middle, as you know. We've got to get off that tomorrow. We've got to play a minimum of 3. I'll come to AK. I agree, right? But see, if they're playing the 3 across, they play the 3 up front, right? Well, we've got 4 at the back, so they match. So technically, they 2 plus Cantwell should be enough to honour the 3. But I know what you're saying. But I'll come to AK and he has opinion, mate, right? But on you go, AK.
Well, it's a valid point, and we've all spoke about it for long enough. What worked well under Gerrard and what worked well under Gio in Europe to the aspect, certainly no domestically, has actually become a wee bit an Achilles heel for us, in my opinion. When we're utilising our fullbacks as well as what we did 4 years ago, they guys haven't got the pace, they haven't got the engine in them to get back into their position as quickly as what they did then. And we also had players in the team like, say, Ryan, Jack and Arfield and Davis, game intelligence to recognise there was holes in our team and they needed filled. The players that we've got in there don't seem to recognise it. It's all about going forward in that and forget about what's happening behind you. But the better teams pick you off, and Celtic's one of the better teams in Scotland. And they're going to pick you off, they're going to hurt you. Just the same as what they do in Europe, they get picked off with the better teams in Europe. They're not a great team, we know that. But our problem is we don't have the players' game intelligence to kind of keep our structure and go at them in an intelligent manner without worrying about what's happening behind us. You know what I'm saying, guys?
Mm-hmm. Bridgeman?
Yeah. I do understand what you're saying. I agree with. Said it in the first half of the programme. We just need to get out there and roll your sleeves up, whatever it is you want to do. whatever. Just don't start slow. Do not start slow. Make sure you've got your man. Whomever that man is, make sure you've got him in your eye. That's what you need to do, and get the first couple of minutes over with and get a good touch at the ball and all the things that we know is good for players for their confidence. And then take it to them. Park yourself, 2 or 3 players up next to a halfway line and stay there. And their centre halves won't wander into our half if we get players up there. It just won't happen. Because that's how they're not a bad team, when you watch them. But everyone comes through for the goalkeeper to the centre halves, and then they can push a wee fast ball 20-yarder to a midfielder, and before you know it, we've not got anybody watching them because they're all worrying about what's happening in defence. Got to get up there, step up 10 yards up, and see how you can do it. That's my thoughts anyway. It's just the way I think about it. I just think differently.
Well, Blue Star, they're not a good team, right? We know where we can get to them, right? They're 2 fullbacks. You put in crossbars into the back post. That's what teams have caused damage to them. And if you just press them early, but we've got to press as a unit. And the only way to do that, I think, is in a 4-3-3. I think if you do the 4-2-3-1, mate, I think we'll get caught out at times. It's unfortunate that we're Ridvan's probably going to miss it tomorrow, because I think he'd have been a good addition in that thing, mate. But I'm going to ask you something, right? If you believe he doesn't play Sterling in the middle of the park, where we all think he should go into, right? Whether when Diamandi would be in there, and whether you'd pick, I wouldn't pick Lundstram, I would prefer Raskin. And the only reason I want him in there, it's freshness, it's a bit of energy, he'll chase, he'll harry. His passing's no great, but he'll make tackles and he'll run about for you. You need energy in there. Then that gives me the conundrum, if I was doing that, it's Cantwell. And Cantwell, for me, he scored 2 goals in 2 games. He's full of energy, he's full of enthusiasm, if you can get him on the ball and into the game. So that would be my only thing. But so it's either you want to stop them playing for us to go and create. So what I'm saying to you is if you weren't playing, if Sterling doesn't get in the midfield, does he go on the bench then? If Ridvan was fit, he picks another left back.
No, I think if Ridvan doesn't make it, I think he'll play Sterling at left back. I wouldn't, but I think that's what he'll do. I think he'll go the way he usually does. I agree with Bridgeman. See if he reckons Seema, he can only get half an hour to 40 minutes out of him. I'd start him first all day long. And here's my reasoning. We know for a fact he can get up that wing. They're feared for him because he's one of the few that can run with a ball at his feet. And if you know you can only get half an hour at him, I get it. If it's tight, you can bring him on. I get all that. We need to score that first goal. I don't care what MD says. We do need to score that first goal. Walter Smith was a tactical genius in the sense he was never a tactical guy. Tells you that himself. He tried to play players in positions and he let them go on with it. Same as Jock Stein. All that nonsense about they were tactical genius. No, they weren't. The guys felt you themselves. They played players in the positions, and that's what they played to their strengths. For me, you play Seema if he's got half an hour on him. You play him for the start, and you tell him to get up that park and cause his trouble. You get a goal, or with a bit of luck, 2 or 3 goals up. Then it's easy to bring 4 and tap your 4 defenders. And if you have to defend, it's easy to defend in numbers. Easy to defend in numbers.
Aye, hold on, Buster. We've just been joined.
You get players with very little pace. To me, you start with them because they're the guys that's going to cause you danger. We need to score that first goal, and you want to put them on the back foot. To do that, you've got to get players up the park, and we've not got a lot of speed in our team. So if Seema's half fit, that's what I would do. I would start him 1,000,000%. We've got to get up that park to cause them bother.
Right, okay, big man, hold on a wee second. I think we've been joined by Jock. How you doing, Jock?
How you doing? This is Jock from London, gentlemen. It's a pleasure to speak to you.
A pleasure to have you on.
Southside, you speak so much sense most all the time, got to say. Fantastic actually to get on the show, and I really thank you guys. Look, my way of thinking tomorrow is change formation, change tactics. Why not go 3-5-2? Because if we play our normal game, they rip us apart. That's just my way of thinking. What's your view on that, guys?
I'll go to I'll go to AK, pal, and I'll see what he says about it. I think he quite fancied a 3-5-2 at times as well.
I do. Look, you know what's going to happen? If they played the normal game, the target is the Japanese guy, either straight away, tabs at a chicken with no heat, doesn't know what he's doing, he's caught all the time, defenders caught all the time. I would stifle that midfield and then have that three at the back, 5 across and 2 up front, obviously. And your 2 up front would be Dressers, maybe Seaman. My back three is going to surprise you now. If he's fit, look, I don't want Lundstram near it, but if we need defenders, I'd have Lundstram, Davis, and Borrigan. That would be my 3 centre-halves. Lundstram in the middle. The 5 across would be Sterling, Diamondi, Raskin for energy, obviously. If Jack was fit, is he worth a shout? I'm 50-50 on it. Then you'd have Tav there, and then obviously the front 2, Dressers, Seamer, or Dressers, Cantwell. It's very tight to break. That would be very hard. In my eyes, it would be very hard to break down. And look, Celtic, look how Celtic's played against us. They just tear us apart. Why not have the element of surprise? It's just my way of thinking at the minute.
No, it's a good point. It's a decent team, and I can see how you're thinking is in the system.
Aye, correct. It's very strong. And look, that midfield, there's 5 across there. Look, it even gives Tav a wee bit of time to go forward, and he's covered a bit at the back as well. Otherwise, Tav, again, was caught out. And then if Borna was playing, he's always caught out. Keep it tight. Look, they're very fast on the break, very fast on the ball. Stifle them, and we can still get forward as well in numbers.
Right, I said it I think Wednesday night. I think I was on AK, and I think I said myself, well, you play 5 in the midfield, you'll have to punt the ball long. They can't pass it through. So
they can't AK.
I'll let AK say his point, then we'll come to Lundstram Bridge and we'll hear what they say. Jock, all right, right? What do you think, AK?
Pleasure, absolute pleasure to listen to you guys on the radio. It really is an absolute pleasure.
No, thanks for taking the trouble tonight to phone in anyway. I appreciate it.
I've been meaning to do it for the last year and a half. Just been too scared.
Don't worry about that. You're in good company, right? AK, what do you think of Jock's point?
Well, welcome to the show, Jock, first and foremost. Thanks
Thank
for
you so much.
Good points, my man. We're all concerned. No, what we really want to be is be predictable. And I think we've become that, and we're all thinking
that's a great point of view there. Fantastic point. That's where we're predictable against them.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. We want to be unpredictable, and just throw something in the mix that can confuse them a wee bit, and so
something different. Tweak it.
Yeah, exactly. But whether it's a 4-5-1 or 3-5-2.
Hold on, Jock, if you just let them finish first, because people are listening as well, just to jump in, because then you can't hear each other, you can hear you answer. No, it's no problem. Just they're talking, then we'll bring you back in. On you go, Alex.
Not a problem, mate, not a problem. No, listen, whether it's a 3-5-2 or a 4-5-1 or that, I think we recognise, because of the limited personnel that he's got to pick for, we've just got to have a wee bit of like square pegs and round holes. Just go out there and get the job done. I mean, Walter, if you cast your mind back when he took over the reins, Aberdeen came to Ibrox, nominated a point, and we were walking wounded at the time. And Walter had conjured up an 11 with 2 or 3 subs there, and John Brown did the last game, and young Cowan, I think, broke his leg that time, and Nigel Spackman actually played 3 positions that day, but you know what? We won 2-0, and we got the result. We were lifting the trophy at the end of it, so if we're doing that after the final whistle tomorrow, that's what we're looking for. But good points, pal.
Great.
Blue Star, what do you think what Jock was saying about playing a 3-5-2?
Aye, I said in the last game, as you did, but you said you didn't think he would do it. It would go with his 4-2-3-1. We all said play either 3 across the middle or 5. Here's one for you. I think he'll start with Jack tomorrow for the simple reason, the very fact Steve Clark came out with that interview and said that Philip Clement assured them for the last 5 or 6 weeks he's been fit, and that's why he put him in his squad. In the Scotland squad. So for me, I think he will play Jack tomorrow. But Jock's got a very valid point. 99% of the support are all saying the same thing. You must flood that midfield. Let us get containment of the ball, and you take it for there. Otherwise, you're playing into their hands. They've got quicker players in the middle of the park than us. That's a fact. So you've got to stop them getting the ball. And the way you do that is you put numbers in there. You can't play with two. Right. You can't do it. It's never worked. He hasn't got the wingers. Therefore, why he persists playing with two? He's wrong. He's absolutely wrong. So the Mora, for me, he either plays three statuary in that middle, or he plays either 4-4-2 or 4-5-1, whatever. But he must get control of that midfield, and I think he will. I think he's bound to learn now. He has to have.
Well, that's the one thing, Bridgman. I'll come to you and we'll come back to Jock. We've all said you should be able to tweak it at times, but I think managers stick to their systems. Gerrard done it. Gio done it. Well, Gio did switch it up in Europe. Away from him, he'd sometimes go five at the back. He'd done it when we were in Leipzig in the first leg away from him. When we got beat 1-0, we played the five. Lundstram sat in at the back. Gerrard would never have really done that. Bill didn't change it. He stuck to his sort of... Well, he never really had a system, but... And obviously now Clement's the same. To be honest, we don't know. He might change it when he gets his own players with his own squad. He might change the system. I don't really know what system he played when he's been at Monaco and elsewhere. But what do you think, Bridge? He'll stick to it because I think that's what he believes in. If that's his system, he's not likely to change it. He'll just want better players to be able to play it. But the Mora, I think he's got a decision to make. It's a cup final, and you've got to be adaptable with what you've got in your squad. And if your squad setting up as a 4-2-3-1 isn't strong enough, then you've got to tweak it to suit it to make it better. Bridge.
Yeah, I said earlier on, my favourite scheme on football is 3-5-2. I think it's a wonderful to watch when the team when they're flowing. Five midfielders are tremendous because they can split and go forward, they can split and come back, they can do it all come back. It's a fabulous way to play football, providing everybody's fit and everybody knows what they're going to do. And I think it would be great because then it takes a big team, a very, very tough team, to try and take five midfielders on. They just don't have it. They overload themselves. And what ends up happening is, for us, they'll end up punting the ball long. And what I'm saying now with Rangers, I've said it years ago, we need to have the centre-half pairing that can actually play football and know each other, and they don't need to worry about high balls because they can head the ball. That, to me, is the most important thing. They have to be able to deal with the high balls and have a wee bit pace. Other than that, if you're only going to put three mediocre defenders in, and there's going to be a power of high balls coming down wide, for instance, you'll be besieged because their midfield will run through us. We need a midfield that's going to be mobile when needed, but their eye on the ball all the time. On the game, on their game, front foot. No matter which way they're facing, they've got to be on their game and mindful of what's happening around about them. 3-5-2 is a great way to do that.
Well, Jock, I think we all agree. We've got to flood the midfield, you know.
Flood it. Look, there's five across the midfield. Look, if Tav gets forward, he gets forward. There's plenty of cover. But then he's not caught out. I think Jack will play tomorrow. I really do. If he's fit, he has to play. Look, it's a one-off game. Take a gamble. And so far, to me, look, especially the last maybe 6-7 weeks, it's not true a gamble at all. He's baffled me with his tactics. For me, I've gone off him a bit with this. I think, where's plan B here? There's no plan B at all. Why are you playing players out of position? Why? I just don't get it. You know, and that's what annoys me when they do that. When we can see the mistakes the manager's making and he doesn't acknowledge it. I mean, we're not professionals, but we're fans. We sit in the stands. We can see it. We can see it on TV. Why can't he?
Aye, stubborn manager sometimes, or he just believes in that. It's like you said. I mean, we're all expecting not to see Lundstram in the starting 11 tomorrow. I imagine the majority of support. If we're short, aye.
He can't play Leon King. Leon King's 20, 21. He's not a centre half. He never will be a centre half. I'm afraid to say he's not a centre half.
We've said it on here for a long time, Jock.
He's not a centre half. He's a young boy.
I think Lundstram's an absolute certainty to play for the simple reason he's one of the only 4 or 5 players he's got that's 100% fit. That's why he'll play him.
No choice.
Well, I get it. Well,
you're saying the same as us all. I wouldn't play him either. But the very fact that he's got very few players, he's got less than 5 that are 100% fit, and Lundstram's played 32, he's 34 games under him. He'll play.
Right. Blowstar, I know, right? But I'm no kidding. Us lot on here could go in that jersey and we'd probably running about at the same pace as John Lundstram.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But
right,
then
so
again, he done the same.
It's all right. It's all right saying he's
fit.
I know, but he's got to learn. And as much as to say he's fit, we need something different, right? You can't, John Lundstram. It's not just his fault, right? But he's no dictating in games. The couple of games that he played in the middle of the park, see Dortmund away, he played right in the middle of the park, right? Even up and contributed to that goal, right, against Dortmund. And in other games he drops in and he drops back and he hides in the game and he picks the ball off the back four. We can't have that against him, and he can't be chasing runners. He might be fit, but he can't be in that team. How on you go?
But we can't live on the Dortmund memories. A lot of fans I talk to, but the Seville, because you're living on memories. That was almost 2 years ago. What's he done since then? Please tell me. He's done nothing. Absolute nothing. And he wants a bigger contract. Look, he must go. He's done nothing in that Euro run. He was good. That's the only good season he's had in his time. Other than that, it's side
purple patches. He's purple spells. Yeah. He's purple spells. And listen, when the team was needed to stand up when we're playing Dundee away in Ross County, you're classing, you're looking at players, and know if all of them don't turn up, you're wanting at least certain players, and somebody like him should be turning up and dominating a game against them. Right, and he didn't. So that's what you remember as well. People remember him for scoring the goal against Leipzig at Ibrox, which he'll always be remembered for. And he did have some decent games in that campaign. But listen, your bread and butter's winning 2 years ago. The thing is, you're only as good as your last game, and that's what you should be remembered for when you play at this club.
And that's a very, very true. Even all the old managers say that, the old school say that. You're only as good as your last game. That's a great, truthful saying as well. And you look at his last, I just don't rate the guy at all. It's too slow. We need power in midfield. We don't have it. Really, box to box, quick, forward thinking. Somebody can shoot. We've been hanging out for years.
On you go, AK.
What I would say to you, and Blue Star said it a lot of his calls this year. The guys who have played the majority of games under Clement is your goalkeeper, Butland, Tavernier, Golson, Lundstram and Dessers. They're the guys that's putting their horn up every week there to play for him. So the manager's judging his squad going, right, well, who can I rely on? They guys are available every week. They guys are going to be my kind of spine of the team. He's going to fall in his sword if he's having to rely on they guys. Now, Ryan Jack, I would agree with the fact that Ryan Jack has kind of earned the trust of the support, but he's not earned the trust of his manager because he's not played enough under him. If it was up to me, I wouldn't be playing Lundstram, but I'd be playing Ryan Jack. But it depends on his fitness. But this is the conundrums that the Gaffer's had for the majority of his duration that he's been at the course of the club. He's put Lundstram in there, he's put Lawrence in there, he's put Dowell in there, Raskin, Diamondi. He's utilised virtually every player in the squad, and he still doesn't know his best 11. We've only got half a team that we could basically rely on tomorrow. Celtic's got a full strength team now, and their job, Rodgers is, he's lying back smoking a cigar in it because he knows his team right away. Come on, don't know his team until about 1 o'clock in the day tomorrow. That's the position we're in.
Well, remember what our manager said 3 weeks ago. Only 3 weeks ago, he wanted John Lundstram to sign another. He wanted the club to make sure he signed another contract, as him and Lawrence were the players that he could trust to take this team forward. Now, I'm not saying that. That's what our manager said.
But Bloodstar tonight he's got to say something. Tonight he's got to say something.
Whenever he said, Whenever he said there, he had 4 players that were constituting, that were played, that he could rely on constantly since he came in. Was Butland, Tav, okay, bar the last few, Goldson, Lundstram and Dessers. Everybody else has never, ever been fit. And that's why he stuck with the guys. Now, whilst we can all slag them, even Tav and Goldson, the point is they've always been there for him. They've always been available. And that's why he stuck with them. It's no rocket science. And the Mora, he's got the same conundrum again. He probably would have started with Suter and wee Ridvan. Then we wake up late last night and it comes out the 2 of them haven't even made it. Now, I listened to last night's show and I put it in the feed when you were going through players, and umpteen of them all said, oh, we need to keep Suter. And the first thing I said was, why? He's always injured. That's no use to us going forward. I'm saying it. We need players that any manager can count on. And we've got too very little of them now. And that's the facts, guys. Our managers getting into that game tomorrow, probably at maximum 5 players that are actually fit. The rest are nowhere near fit enough for a full game. That's just ridiculous. And that's the conundrum he's got. Now, whilst I don't like his system and everything. AK's argued with me all season on him. But he's got a point, and so's wee Robert and that when they say, but the guy's never had fit players to pick, and he hasn't. That's just a fact. He hasn't. He said 4 players all season to pick that have been constantly fit. And the rest of that squad, not 11, the whole squad have never been fit for him. It's absolutely ridiculous. We've got Auken Howie there, and we've got I don't know how much medical staff we've got Southside, but it's clearly needing ripped up and revamped because it's not working. Mm-hmm. This isn't even under Clement. This has been since 55.
We're using a system, right? I can't remember what it was called, but Liverpool used it, Hull City used it, Team in Italy used it, and whatever it is, it's like they can say, it's like they're doing the now, they're dictating to him how long he can play a player when he comes back for injury and that, and they can seemingly predict when an injury is going to happen. Jock, right? This is the sort of science that they're using.
Yes.
And
I said,
for every club it's used this at the moment, there is at least 4 or 5. When they go into red zones and whatever, they want to take the player out. But for every club, the ones that have used that, they've all been ravaged with injuries. So whether this works or no, I've got no idea.
It's not working then,
it doesn't work, does it?
No, it's not working. Many players will get injured. We've got 20 players every season injured. So it's not working. Like you say, it needs ripped up, needs something different. Need to be more forward thinking. It's no good buying players and injured all the time. It's a waste of money.
Tomorrow, irrespective of the players he's got,
don't shout at him, Blue Star. He's talking there, right? I'll give you a wee second. Right, Jock, finish what you were saying there.
No, then change what you say there, but that system, it needs to be ripped up and changed. You can't have players stop, start injured all the time. It doesn't work, does it? It's simple black and white. You can see it yourselves.
Mm-hmm. For example, I'll come to Bridgeman. When Bridgeman came on and played the other night and played this wee cameo role, I expected him to start at Tynecastle, and then the manager told us on the Friday presser that he wasn't going to start against Hearts.
I'm actually sitting 50-50 on it. We can all blame injuries, except which we can all see. But I'm not so sure on Clement. If I'm honest, we can blame injuries, etc. We can all go on about it, but some of his formation and tactics have left me. Especially the Celtic game, I'm like, what's he doing? Why didn't he start Cantwell? Should have started. And then he brings Cantwell. Not that I'm a fan of Cantwell. I think he's hee-haw sometimes. He blows hot and cold for me. And I would move him on, actually, if he got our money back. But I'm baffled by Clement sometimes. I really am baffled. And I think tomorrow, we hope it's blue, red and white on the cup. But if we get hammered tomorrow, the honeymoon's over. It's over.
I wouldn't think so, Jock, but I'll come to Bridgeman. I just think he's got to get time to build Bridge. The result is important tomorrow. He's working with nearly 4 different players, team managers that have had these players, but he's trying to get a tune at him, and he's really got to patch his squad the more.
He did in the beginning, didn't he? He got a tune in the beginning.
Right. Don't Jock will come to Bridge first. He did. I just think the players probably are tired, but just lacked physical ability for the start and fitness, Bridge, and I think it just showed later on in the season after the Benfica game.
Yeah, well, you can also see the injury list that's there, and the players were knackered. Simple as that. Some of these players, most of the players that are injured now, never had a pre-season last summer. They never had a pre-season, so that's one of the big problems. The manager is the manager, and we have to. He's been here 6 months, and we've seen some great strides with the team, and got us to the point where we're actually in the league, and I think clear by 2 points. And obviously we had our disasters, 2 or 3, I think 3 games. Disasters. So as far as I'm concerned, the manager will get us to that again. He's got to be given the funds to do so. As far as I'm led to believe, like you guys told us tonight, that the boy Hefty, the Brazilian boy, he's already signed and sealed. So we're looking forward to him playing for us. And the manager will pick more players. And the guys that he's got to know, the ones that are going to come off the injury list, they'll come off and do a pre-season. And they'll be different players completely different players. And if they're not, then they're no good. They need to go. And I'm really looking forward to seeing Danilo, who has had 2 horrendous injuries. And neither of the two of them were wee accidents. They just weren't. So, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Well, it's due to come back and we've been joined. See when you're on the phone, guys, see when you're on the speaking, if you can hit your mute button, because we can hear a bit of background noise coming through, and it will not be good for the listeners when they're listening in as well. So just if you can hit the mute button. I think Shug's there. Are you there, Shug?
Aye. Yeah, I'm just having a wee think about the team for tomorrow. I think we should go 3-5-2, get right in the face, let them know that we're there, and play for that shirt with such passion. 3-5-2.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way we've got to go. We've got to get right up them, right on top of them. Don't let them breathe. Don't let them smell. Don't let them move.
I believe just earlier, right, Jock was on, Shug. Jock was on. He's still on. Jock's on the now. He came on the phone and he'd said, Shug, that he wanted to do a 3-5-2 as well. That's the way he sees to play them tomorrow.
Well, I think that's the way it's got to go, because we know that their midfield is very, very strong, you know. So obviously, if you can stifle that, and then if we could get up, the only problem I've got is I don't think we've got if we play that formation, I don't believe that we've got the wingers to get the ball in the box.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think once he gets his system as he wants it, and from what I've seen, what he's supposedly looking at, I think we're going to be one hell of a team.
Blue Star, well, I think once he gets his own players, Blue Star, then he'll come to AK, and then we'll come to Jock. I think Blue Star, I think we've got to give him time. We've got to let him get his own players in. He'll no do it in one transfer window, let's be honest.
No, he'll not do it in one transfer window because he's not going to have the funds. That's a gimme. But one player, one position he's got to bring in. If he wants to play, obviously, he already said for the minute he came in, he wanted to play with wingers. We've never had an outside right for years. So the first position for me, he's got to bring in an outside right. That's a gimme. But you cannot, and I'm saying it again, I said it the last game, Southside, and we all agreed, and we're all agreeing tonight. He goes out there tomorrow, he cannot play a 4-2-3-1. He can't do it. He's playing into their hands. And a lot of averages, you can't keep making the same mistakes because the fans will turn. Make no mistake about it. You know, you're at all the games. He has to stiffen that midfield up. I said it the last game and he didn't do it. And what did he do? He made us even worse by playing Lawrence and Lundstram together, who are the 2 slowest players we've got at our club. I just don't get it. So tomorrow, you've got to give him time. Of course you do. He's got to get his own players in. You've got to see what he brings in. Absolutely. But to play with that system that he wants to play, you need an outside left and you need an outside right, and we don't have them. So the Mora, he can't go with that same system. He has to change it. And if he comes out, if I see that team, the Mora, I said it the last time, and it's 4-2-3-1, my heart's in my mouth straight away. And you're only playing into their hands. So he's got to have learned from his mistake now. He's got to have. But we shall see.
I'm sure will, mate. AK, and I'll come to Jock. Listen, it's a one-half game, and I don't care. They are beatable, right? That's the thing. They are beatable, and there's probably one coming for them, and there's no better time than today tomorrow. As long as we start well and we can get into the game and create chances, we will score goals. We've seen the chances we've created against them in certain games. We know we've let stupid goals in. We know we've got a patched-up team. They'll probably come in. Probably someone will just think they're turning up tomorrow to lift a trophy. And your players, I think, will go out there with more determination because they know they all need to go and fight for each other. Probably one thing they should do, it should be a guarantee every week, but this time they will have to go out and fight. And they'll have to go out and fight for the manager. I know it's picked them and make sure they do the job. But that mob up at east end of the city, it isn't unbeatable. That's the thing.
Aye, definitely. Welcome to Shog as well. It's about passion, desire, just all the buzzwords we can think of. But see, at the end of the day, it's about playing for professional pride. We've got half a team that's maybe going to be leaving us at the end of the game. Half of the team is going to be staying on. So they should be showing some sort of ambition there to win a trophy, to win a medal. They've done it before to win the League Cup this year. They've seen the adulation they were getting after Rangers support. They know the feeling. That's the feeling that they want to get used to. Yeah, that's why they're at our club. You know, as Shug says here, it's a time to roll up the sleeves and puff out the jersey. You know, and play for the thousands of bears that's on the stands tomorrow. It's just get the blood pumping. You know, get in about them. Don't show them any respect. Show them absolutely zero respect, you know.
Exactly.
But Aberdeen showed it. You know, a team that's fighting bottom six in the league, semi-final of the Scottish Cup, they hit them right away. They scored right away. Miofsky, you know, he silenced them. And even when they got in front, Aberdeen come back again because they punished them with the long ball or the tap. That's where we can get in them and ghost in the back post. Joe Hart's murder at taking a cross ball. The fullbacks are known to sleep, just the same as yours was, but utilise what the attributes you've got in the team to punish them. For me, I think Cantwell is a must to play tomorrow. We can't be going with Lawrence and Lundstram again because we've been outnumbered and too slow the last couple of games, and I think McCausland hopefully has a big part to play. For me, I'm agreeing with both Starty. If he's getting told Seamer is only available to play 45 minutes, then throw him on straight away and try and get that first goal, because that first goal will rattle them. Just get in about them.
That's what I'm saying. I'll come to Jock and then I'll come to Shug. Jock, what are you doing about tomorrow? Are you watching the game?
I'm in London. So, I've got my local pub. It's more an Arsenal pub, but I've actually put the game on. You've been in the
London Rangers branch down there, no? You've been
no, there's a couple. There's a cracking London Rangers pub in Islington, not far from me. But I tend to stay local when I go couple of beers, watch the game, and head home. There's quite a few Celtic in my pub, so lately I sort of sneaked away quickly before the final. But it's all good banter, as you could say. There's no hatred there at all. So it's all shaking the hands and. I'll see you next time. If that makes any sense.
No, you wouldn't get that up here, I tell you that.
No.
I think I'd be finding another pub if it was mixed, mate, to be honest. I think I'd go and find another pub.
There's no trouble down here, down in London. My phone didn't stop ringing that day from my Celtic mates in Glasgow. I kept on getting all the texts, the phone calls, it was murder, everything, but all in good banter, as I say. Nothing hatred them.
Well, it's the biggest game. It's the biggest game in the world. Let's
look at on the positive side. Imagine we win tomorrow. There's a great step into next season for Clermont as well. We're all thinking of the worst at the minute. But imagine if we do win, touch wood, God bless, we do win tomorrow. Then it's a whole change of scenario then, isn't it? Everything changes. The outlook changes, so let's be positive. There's nothing. We haven't lost, have we?
No, certainly no.
You know, if he gets the
We're
team
only talking. We've only been talking tonight about because we've got that many injuries, you know, and we're having to try and fill that team. But
let's be positive. If we win tomorrow, it changes everything for Clement. The heat's off them a bit, and then we go into the new season positive. 2 cups, hopefully, touch wood. And then
that's what we said at the start of the show. Yeah. We're going for a cup double, Shug.
Yeah, that's right.
One-off game. One-off game. Play, anything can happen. So there's nothing to be fearful tomorrow at all, boys.
Right, I'll let Shug come in. Shug, nothing to be fearful. You going to go? Right, John, I'd like to thank you.
Pleasure.
Listen,
talking to you guys.
It's been a pleasure for us, for you to come on the show, mate, honestly, because it's always nice to get some new callers on the show.
It took me a year and a half to get through it to pluck up the courage, but I've done it. Thank you so much.
No, well, you're welcome to come on any time, mate. Obviously, we'll be having an end of one more show, and then we'll be back next season.
Hopefully tomorrow we'll all be drinking happy. Okay.
Yep, we will be, mate. We will be. Well, thanks very much for phoning up, mate. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
All the best, boys. Thank you. We are the people.
Always. Shug.
Aye, well, like I say, it's 11 against 11. It's 2 legs against whatever. Let's get stuck into them and let's just say, right, if you think you beat us, well, you're back in a juice because you're not going to beat us. We're going to beat you this time, and we're not just going to beat you, we're going to pummel you into the ground. Because I'm sick of their cheesy little grins for that Mr. Rogers or whatever his name is, transvestite, whatever his name is.
He's due to get gubbed.
I'm sick of him with his cheesy little grin. He needs it knocking right off his face. He needs it knocking right out. So it's about time these Rangers players stood up and said, right, we're coming for you. And that trophy's coming out where it belongs.
Is that Shug if he leads?
Yes.
Is that the handsome one?
That's right, aye, that's right.
Wouldn't it be hard?
Welcome back.
No problem, Bridge. Anytime. You know me, I love the Rangers.
Yes.
What are you doing yourself, Blue Star, for tomorrow? Are you going to a pub? Are you watching it in the house? Or are you making the game? What you doing tomorrow?
You want the truth? I'm waiting to see his team. No, I would like to honestly went out and seen the statue getting unveiled and seen I was taking it for air. I really don't know yet. I've got to think before somebody watching my mother as well, you know. So I'll be watching it, but I'm like Shug. We want our passion back. We never lose our passion, but we all get frustrated and you do get a bit of defeat. It's because you keep watching the same old, and you're saying to yourself, this has got to change. I just want to see us getting out there tomorrow and taking the game to them for a change. Get tore right into them. If they have the passion that us as fans has got, then we'd win all our games. We all know that. And we're looking at some of your players now, and we know they're not getting their all. That's what really hurts. That's what frustrates the life out of us. But when it comes to systems, 11 against 11, if they go in the gear their all and they get beat, then fine, we can handle that. What we can't handle is them getting out, and we know there's certain ones that aren't getting their all. So get out and get tore right into them. We are the people, something they'll never be. They'd love to be us, but they'll never be it. So we want our players to go out and show the passion that the fans will be giving them behind them tomorrow, and get out and get tore right into them.
That's the way it should be, mate. You just got to get right out and get tore right into them. No, you just got to. You can't be storming off. It's just, I don't know what's in this team's head sometimes, showing this mob respect. You know,
Exactly.
There should be nothing given. You know, and I heard Shug saying, I'll come to AK and then Bridgeman. I heard Shug saying about the tackle and all that. But here, Shug, I'd love that. I love that type of tackles as long as he's taking the ball, because we can't afford, like we're doing to 10 men, AK, but we want to see the passion.
But if he puts in the tackle, he shouldn't have been able to get back up and play on.
Well, that's true. That's the way you used to say, make sure he goes off. If you're going to get sent off, make sure he goes off with you. But AK, the stands will be bouncing. I mean, at Rangers end right round, it's all in blue for tomorrow. It'll look some sight, and it's going to be split 50-50, and the atmosphere will be good tomorrow, I believe.
It'll be a fantastic spectacle. That's the way an Old Firm should be, pal, in my opinion. You know, the 50-50 split, the colour, the noise, that's what an Old Firm's all about. You know, you can feel the tension in the air when the teams come out, you know, and then everybody lets off the smoke and the flares and what have you, but the singing, the chanting, that's what an Old Firm's all about. But we know you've got to start well. The discipline has got to be there. You know, you've got to go in there, no respect. You know, we all know, we've seen it 100 times over the years, but they players, they've got to believe in the system, believe in themselves, believe in the manager. It's a two-way thing. It's a trust thing between the Clermont, the players, the crowd. You know, it bounces back, reverberate all around the stadium, and it's who wants it most, I think, that comes out the victor tomorrow. As I say, we all hope it's red, white and blue ribbons that's on that trophy, because we're sick feeding it up, seeing it in their colours.
The thing about it is, Bridgeman, and remember, don't go too mad now, right? But we've not heard anything for that other side of the city, even mentioning the referee now. They only ever mention referees when they think they're struggling or they're behind. They start bringing up referees, but there's been nothing at all.
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Always cheated, never defeated, mob.
Yeah, it's always been. They've always been like that, in my opinion. You know, we know. I'll tell you now. Rangers are up against it with the referees and the officials at that game. Rangers are up against it. There's going to be some strange decisions. I'm sure there's going to be some strange decisions. So Rangers players, please listen. Do it right. When you're in goal, shoot, score, finished. That's it. And they can't do anything about it. Get clear, do it right, put it in the net. If you cause any confusion, the decisions will go against you. Or they might not give you a decision, you know. And that's a favourite. You just don't give a decision to Rangers, you know. And it kills everybody. It kills the game. It kills everything. They know what they're doing, the officials. They know what they're doing. And so I'm all for Rangers getting in. I want them to do it correctly. Just do it correctly within whatever realm of football you're playing. Just do it right and put the ball in the net. Please give us 2 or 3 goals tomorrow and let's go on with it. That's what we need, and boost your confidence high. If not, then what are we going to do? I'm going for a 2-0 tomorrow. I'm not going for a 1-0. I normally go for a 1-0, as you know, guys. That suits me fine. But I'm going to go for a 2-0.
All right, I've just had a wee text there saying you have to report to HR on Monday.
Who's that?
You're going for a test.
Who?
2-0, Bridge. Get in there.
Yeah.
Get in there, Bridge.
That's the truth. That's the truth.
It's about time. I'm hoping we score first. I'm hoping we'll create the chances, and I hope we start well. And if we start well, then I believe, Shug, that we can go in and we'll create chances, we'll take a goal. And then it's just about how they react. But we need to just go out in the front foot, and that's what we're hoping for, that the team starts in the front foot. Because, like I say, they'll give you chances and plenty of them. And it's just down to our personnel to take them, mate.
Listen, I had a vision today, right? A guy come to see me, and his name is William Prince Orange, right? And he said, "Stand on me and have faith. We will beat these tomorrow."
Well said, Pat. Well said.
Get in there, Shug.
You're a big hero now.
Listen, why we fear nobody, mate? Listen, we're Glasgow Rangers. We've not had we've won 1 trophy. We can do a double. The last time we played in a Scottish Cup final against them, we won it. And the last time we played them in a Scottish Cup final before that, 1999 and 2002, we won there and all. So in the last 3 games, this is the 3rd game coming up. So we could make it a treble on them. No, a Scottish Cup win.
Let's put it this way.
Remember, our players have been to Hampden this year and won a cup already. So they've no excuses. They know what it's like to go out there and win. Get out and get tore right into them and do it again. Simple as that.
We don't fear them. And the thing you've got to remember is tomorrow you're playing for one man and one man alone, Walter Smith. If you can't play for that man tomorrow, don't even turn up.
Well, that's it. The man had standards. He is, to me, like, I mean, people going about John Gregg and all that and stuff. I didn't see John Gregg in his. I seen him as a Rangers player in the 70s. Later on in the late 70s. But so for me, Walter Smith, when he came in under Graham Souness, he's to me, he's like Mr. Rangers. No, I know people put John Gregg's the greatest ever Ranger and all that, and other people argue it could be Willie Waddle and stuff like that, you know. But for me, Walter, for what he done at the club in his two spells, but especially his first spell, to me, he epitomises everything about Rangers. You know, standards, dignity, and had an aura when he walked in, and he was man-managing, was second to nothing. And players respected him. And there's like the said one before.
I met him a few times. He was a gentleman, but do you know what? Don't let him kid you. He could be as hard as nails when he wanted to be. But the one thing he got for every player was total respect. They knew he could put the arm on them. He also knew when he could tell them off just the same. But he was Mr. Rangers, no doubt about it. And Shug's right. The players should be showed that statue tomorrow. Saying, right, that's what he means to our fans. You want to be heroes, get out there and do it. Simple as that. Get out and get into them.
I think the image that they've took for the statue, AK, I don't know if Bridge maybe remember, I'm hearing that it's took for a photo against Dundee United in his second last game when he was leaving. I don't know if it's true or no, but I believe that that's the sort of image that it's portrayed.
I've not seen the statue, so forgive me. I haven't seen a photo of it at all. I haven't seen it.
It's been covered up a wee bit in the Bridgeman, but he's got his both arms aloft in the air, you know. But
yeah,
brilliant words tonight for Shug and Boystar there concerning Walter. But for me, Walter was a winner. Simple as that. He just loved winning. He loved putting red, white, and blue ribbons on trophies for Rangers. That epitomised Walter for me. So you're right, guys.
You know, guys. Sorry. Carry on, Kelso. Sorry.
On you go. I'm finished, Bridge. When you go.
I was just going to say, when Walter first came to Ibrox with Souness, I wasn't enamoured by him in any great way, simply because he came over from Dundee United, whom I hated. So I wasn't too keen on. But Souness had that aura, and Walter Smith a similar aura. Within 6 months, Walter Smith ploughed himself into Rangers, and he saw things starting round about him. And within a few seasons, Souness had got the calling to Liverpool, and Walter was the chosen one. And my goodness gracious, within 2 seasons, that guy changed my mind, and never to be forgotten. Let me tell you, never to be forgotten. Some of the things he did for Rangers was outstanding. That's what I think about him.
Like you say, Blue Star legend. When you talk about legends, he is a legend, you know. And just Rangers supporter, wasn't he a great football player, as he's always alluded to. But like you say, he could blow when he blew. He got the respect. He knew how to win. He knew how to tweak teams. He played away to Barcelona. I mean, he parked the bus. You know, that's what he done. He just thought, I'll park the bus. So that's what he done, and it didn't matter to him. He just thought if that was a way of getting a result, that's what he would do.
Oh, that was it. I mean, he played against Burns' side, and Burns had a good... Let's not kid ourselves on. We all know it. We don't like talking about them, but they had a good side. Passed us off the park most games, but he knew he had a louder out for a Gascoigne or somebody to break away, and he knew if they got the chance in front of goal, they were putting it in the net. And he won most of these games, and that's what he was. AK's right, he was a winner, but he was also a gentleman. He was full of compassion. He knew when to say things, and he knew when not to say things. And he was Mr. Rangers, simple as that. In modern times, he's untouchable. Certainly at our club, We know we had Mr. Struth and all that. You had Soonest never had the longevity, certainly. But he changed the running of the club. But, oh no, Walter's a master. And he's a legend, no doubt about it. Legend of our club.
I still liked even Alex McLeish for what he done at the club, mate, with a chug, with little money and all. But Walter, but if it hadn't been for Bernard Tappy, Shug, and Marseille cheating, he'd have got us to the final of the European Cup.
Aye, well, we can always remember that. And another thing is this: when you go out there tomorrow, just look at that statue and say, "We're doing it for you, Gaffer." All them players, every one of them should look up to him and say, well, if I can do it for him, I can do it for anybody. And they should want to do it for him. Because if they don't, they shouldn't be at our club.
Well, that's it, and that's probably how...
Do you know if the players are actually be at the unveiling?
I don't know.
Do you know?
I don't know. I thought they would probably be leaving for Ibrox to go up to Hampden. But I don't know if they are. We talked about it the other night. I'm not sure. I thought maybe they would have been. See if they were doing it at Ibrox and they were going to leave maybe about 12:30, 1:45. I believe Hospitality are leaving about 1 o'clock or something. They leave the buses at Hospitality, leave about 1. I thought maybe they might have went out. But we did think it might take away a bit of their focus for the game as well.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I thought it might be a nice touch to go out and date. They could put a barrier up, Blue Star, for where they normally come out. I think the directors might go tomorrow, but maybe no the players.
Yeah. Well, they on the way back to Ibrox with a cup.
Well, they could do that, aye.
All the Rangers fans will be there, and so will I.
So what you doing tomorrow, Shug? Starting early?
Well, it'll be 10 o'clock tonight, all night, a few beers. I'll be sauced by God knows what time tomorrow, and I'll be sat there watching the game, and hopefully, well, not hopefully, we will win the Scottish Cup.
You going to be with your Andy?
No. I spoke to him today. I'll speak to him tomorrow, and then if worst case scenario happens, well, I better get my earmuffs on because Jesus Christ, my ears will be burning, won't they? But but that's not going to happen anyway.
Well,
so,
you've got that new phone now, Chuck. He'll be on it you all the time with that new phone that you've got.
Don't worry about it, mate. Anyway, lads, all the best to you for tomorrow, and we are the people.
Right, Chuck, thanks for calling in. I appreciate it as always. If we don't hear from you before, I think we're doing a show Monday night and that's it. So if we don't hear from you, we'd like to thank you, mate, for all the times that you've phoned in and take the time to come in and support the show. So I'd like to thank you, mate, all right?
You're welcome anytime, boys. Anytime.
Blue Star, I'll let you say the last word because we've actually ran out of time. Fox has just got a mallet.
Thanks for taking my call. Southside AK and Bridgeman, great show as always, and let's just do this. Let's just go out there and get tore right into them. We are the people, something they can never be.
Thanks again, mate. Guys. Same to yourself, Blue Star. If I don't hear from you before the season finishes, thanks very much for phoning in all the time and contributing to the show. Always like to hear you come on. Cheers, and appreciate it. All right.
Cheers.
Where are we? AK.
Well, what can I say?
Final call.
Brilliant show tonight. Callers were superb as well. The battle fever's on with the support. It's up to the players and the manager now to deliver. Let's see the red, white and blue ribbons on the trophy. But can I just say before I go, well, a couple of things. One of our regular listeners, Thomas Leppick, hasn't been too well. So get well soon, Thomas. And also there's a wee anniversary today, guys, in Barcelona in 1972. 52 years ago, Colin Steen scored 1, Willie Johnston 2. What an anniversary that was. So date for day, guys. Day. Thanks again, guys.
Hey, thanks very much. Bridgeman.
What can I say? Fantastic night, Southside. Fantastic. And a big shout out to Alec Kelly there. Superb. carrying me over the line, and I'll tell you, and yourself, and of course, Foxy and the two techie guys in there. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans listening in all over the world, biggest game of the season coming up tomorrow. Massive game in our history. Massive game. And we need to win it. And I'm going for 2-0. That's what I'm doing. So everybody, keep it going for the Rangers. As much as you can, keep it going for them.
Thanks very much, Bridge. And I'd like to thank you, Bridge, and also AK for helping us out tonight and doing the show. Thoroughly appreciated you've been on and giving me all the help. What today, like to thank everyone who's listened in this evening as well. I'd like to thank Joanna, who was phoning in for the Bristol Bar. I'd like to thank Blue Star, obviously Jock, first time caller, long time listener. I'd like to thank Jock for phoning in tonight as well. Really appreciated his time and made some good points. And also Shug, one of our more regular callers. So I'd like to thank yous for phoning in this evening. Tomorrow, big game, Rangers. We've got today. We fear no foe. It's all about trophies and it's all about winning. So hopefully Glasgow Rangers will lift that trophy tomorrow. One team, one crown. Take it away, Foxy boy.
The famous RFC. Na 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 na.